Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch it tigry by its toe. If it holler... Oh, hello, my Fumble family, and welcome back to the Kaden Fumblebottom YouTube channel. What am I doing? Oh, I'm just sorting through my children.
My children that I gave birth to.
And picking which one of them I love the most. Now, let's see here. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Bye, other kids. I guess Tigry wins this time. You know, rating your kids is really fun and all, but you know what's even more fun than rating your children based on how much you love them individually? Rating Roblox groups based on how much you love them individually. So today, my Fumble family, we are going to make yet another tier list video. It has been about a week or so since I made my last one, and you guys love these things, so I am dishing them out, and happily so. I have done Roblox YouTuber fashion tier list twice now. I have done 2 different versions with 2 different sets of YouTubers. I've done Roblox developer fashion tier list now. I have done Roblox myth fashion tier list. I have done Roblox face fashion tier list, and I have done Roblox head fashion tier list. Now I'm coming at you with possibly one of the coolest concepts out of all of those, and that is the Roblox group tier list. I have gathered of 25 of Roblox's most well-known, famous, or infamous Roblox groups of all time. We are going to be going through them and placing them on one of 5 ranks today. Those 5 ranks are as follows. The top rank of all time is Group of the Gods.
Blindingly beautiful!
So if you land on this rank, you blind people, you are so beautiful, you are so great as a Roblox group that you stole my vision and my heart. Under that, we have Clean's Glasses. Dang!
That's a good group.
And that is for people who don't exactly meet the requirements of a group of the
Gods.
but they do fall underneath that and become a wonderful group known as Clean's Glasses. Dang. It's a good group. Below that, we have Wowee. That group is not poop. And that is for groups that are, in fact, not poop. If you've made it to the 3rd rank, well, you're not the best group. You may not be the best rated group, but you're definitely not a pile of sloppy, wet, bubbling
Diarrhea, so congratulations for that one.
Give yourself a pat on the back if you got this one. But don't give yourself a pat on the back if you got the one below it, because you might get some poop on your hand. The rank below that is called Uh-oh! This group is poop! And then it's supposed to be like an angry face, but I added too many dots, so hold on. There you go. Now it's an angry face. That is not for the worst of all groups, though. For the worst of all groups, we have the last ranking, which is
Burns eyebrows off.
meaning this group is so dang greasy, so dang sizzly, so dang bad that your eyebrows will burn right off of your face and
Descend right down into the depths of hell.
which may or may not be where this group belongs. The rest of the ranking is as follows. This group should be thrown into a blender. So it's Burns eyebrows off. This group should be thrown into a blender. And that is for all the groups that didn't just quite make it to anywhere else on the list. Does this mean they're terrible? Not really. This is a Kaden Fumblebottom YouTube channel video. There's no telling what different factors will land these different groups on different spots on this tier list. So let's get placing. Okay, and the first group that we are going to be going through today is called Bloxian Studios, and it is owned by Bloxian themselves. Last updated status was July 16th, 2020. That's multiple months ago, and they have not yet put a status there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. A lot of groups do that, and they still run as active groups. But let's check out the description of this group. Let's see if they put effort into the description here. Well, the description is Game Development Studio. I suppose it gets the point across. There's not too much more to say about that. The logo itself is pretty sick. As you can see, they are a game development group. They have made Muscle Legends, Ninja Legends, Legends of Speed, and Drilling Simulator, all popular Roblox games. So that's one extra point for being a great development studio, but the group itself is pretty poopy. There's nothing for sale, they ain't got no allies, and they haven't updated their status in months. Therefore, Bloxian Studios, I think you will be placed on too. Dun 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 dun. Wowee! That group is
Not poop.
because they make great games, but the group itself is not very kept up with or something. Anyways, on to the next group, which is Duck, a very fascinating group. I've done a Roblox video on this before. If you have not seen it, check it out. The Roblox Duck community, I believe the video is called. It's very interesting. And in this group, you can find ducks. This is the very first Roblox duck community, the official Roblox duck community. They have quite a few interesting games, including Duck Fight, which is a game in which you fight as little ducklings. I find that adorable. So as you can see, this here is Duck Fight. And this is what you do in Duck Fight. Take this, little duckling. Take this. Yes, I win. I need to leave here before the power gets to my head. Duck has fantastic games. The description of the group is duck, 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 everything duck. And I think that's a pretty solid group description. There's not much more after that, but there doesn't necessarily need to be too much more after that. They have 4 fantastic games that are all quite interesting indeed. The rankings are fair. They have pending for those of you who have not been ranked. Duckling for those of you who are ducks, you've been ranked. Cool ducks for the cool ducks. The ducks that are really cool, which I happen to be ranked as. Therefore, I think this group deserves a good ranking. But let's take a good look at that logo real fast, which happens to be a crying duck.
So sad.
And adorable at the same time. Therefore, I think I'm gonna go ahead and slap a duck onto Group of the Gods. Blindingly beautiful for their love of ducks and all things duck related. Next, we have the Smiles Family, owned by Robert Smiles. This is a myth group on Roblox, one of the most popular ones of all time with 114,000 members currently. That is massive. Holy cow, I didn't even realize how massive they were. They are allied with a bunch of other myth groups and Tempers's group, which is adorable and awesome. The last status was updated on the 22nd of November, which was not too long ago, but it was a little bit ago, and it leads to a YouTube video, which is then a teaser for the Smiles family. Check that out if you have not already. If you are a Myth fan, if you're a Smiles family fan, check that out. It's pretty cool. They're obviously still active. They actually have things in their store for once. They have an awesome set of allies, and their logo is the Smiles family frowny face, which is very cool, classic, and interesting. And they also have a myth game. If you guys haven't checked that out, I'm not gonna play it in today's video because it's like a full-length game. There's multiple games to it and stuff like that, but check it out if you have not already. All in all, I think the Smiles family is a fantastic group. It goes along a lot with what the myth is. They're active and is a very cool part of the myth community. Therefore, I think I'm gonna slap the Smiles family onto an eyebrows burn off. This group should be just kidding. Group of the Gods, blindingly beautiful, because let's not deny it, that face is the face of a god. Yes, we have a fan club now. This one happens to be Mini Toons Ship, a wonderful person, a very cool person who has now sent me plenty of piggy merchandise. Thank you so much, Mini Toon. You are a fantastic person. But more importantly, how is your group? Let's see here. A solid logo of an adorable Mini Toon saluting on a ship. Very fitting for the group's name. The status is currently a link to a private server on Guesty, which now, I guess that's interesting. You can all play on his open private server. That's kind of cool. The first group to host a game so far. Interesting. There's nothing for sale in the store. There is no allies currently. The group description is, ahoy, welcome aboard my ship. This group only serves as a way for me to do developer payouts and such. Nothing too interesting here. And since Minitoon themselves have said nothing too interesting here, I don't think I could slap Minitoon's ship onto the top rank. You know what I could do? I could slap it onto the Clean's glasses. Dang! That's a good group, because it's Minitoon, and Minitoon can't get any lower than that. That's just how it is. Next, we have Mythians, a group owned by Real King Bob. It is a myth group and a minion kind of like combined. And the logo is currently King Bob. It says Mythians and a mysterious text underneath. I am ranked as an honored member, which I'm very complimented by. They are allied with official myth groups, some of the largest, best in the community, fantastic. And the description is Mythians information. We are a myth hunting community who is dedicated to positive and friendly environments where we treat others with respect and caring to each other. Founder of Mythians. Rules, no toxicity and drama, work in progress. And I think that's fantastic. That's a wonderful description. Those are wonderful values to value for your group. You have a good name, a good pun name. I think it's very funny, very clever, good allies, and a good concept behind your group. The only problem is it looks like it's kind of abandoned, it's not very active, and there is some spam on your wall there, my buddy Bob. Therefore, I cannot slap you onto the top rank, but I will slap you onto dang. That's a good group because the concept is fantastic. It's just not completed yet. Next, we have Roblox Video Stars, owned by VidRocks. Wow, that's very interesting. I happen to like this group quite a lot. This group has quite a lot of interesting people in it. Why did I include this? Because it's like the official Roblox YouTuber group, and why not? It's interesting. You can see I am a new member in this group. I am the third person that is currently on the first page. If you scroll to the next page, 10% is the first. If you scroll to the next page, laughability is the second on that page. So that's pretty cool to see as well. I can at least talk on this wall. I can't shout. There is nothing in the store. There's no allies. So there's not too much to go along with it. But since it's a very interesting group and it took a lot to get into it, I'm going to go ahead and slap you, Roblox Video Stars, onto. Wowee, that group is not poop. Because there's not too much that goes along with the group itself. The logo is kind of just a star. But I love being a part of it, so thanks. Next up, we have Dreamcraft, aka the group behind Adopt Me. They currently do not have a status. They do have a description. It says, welcome to Dreamcraft, home of Adopt Me. Meet the founders. It has B-Think and New Fizzy on it. And then there's a bunch of games down here. A lot of games. A bit of a messy page, to be honest, but they do have Adopt Me, so that gives them a point, obviously. They let some people talk, but not everyone, and respectfully so. They do have 3 links to their different social medias, which is awesome. They have 5 million members and a solid logo as well. All in all, this isn't a bad group. They even have a store with some items in it. I think Dreamcraft's pretty fantastic, though the clutter takes a point off for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap Dreamcraft onto. Dang, that's a good group. Cleans glasses. On account of they made Adopt Me, and that's pretty cool. Next up, we have Robloxian High School Group, owned by Red Manta Studio. There's currently 1 million people. They currently have a logo that kind of resembles me, interestingly enough. Maybe more when I had all red hair and less Todoroki styled, but that's fine. The current status was made a few days ago. That's like a first for this video, and it says, Snowman, winter is here. Tube, throw snowballs, and ice skate all new winter map. Introducing grades, a brand new way to earn fun puzzles by improving your grades. So now you can get graded. That doesn't sound fun. That sounds
Embarrassing and terrible. It sounds like my family's gonna be disappointed in me.
I think it's a solid group. I like that you actually paste the updates down here in the comments and use it for updates. I think that's actually a really clever thing to do. Robloxian High School, for your innovativeness and cleverness to putting your updates in the comments, I'm gonna put you on to Wowee. That group is not poop, because your group, well, it's not poop. Next, we have the Check It Containment Corporation, a group that I very much like. I have done a video on them in the past. It is owned by Oxorus. I don't even know how to say that. I'm sorry about that. Their logo is amazing. They're an SCP group that has a Check It face as their theme. So if you've ever been to their games before, they have a few. They have the Check It Containment Facility and the Check It Border, both heavily themed after the meme-like face Check It face. So I dig that. They do have an updated status as of yesterday. It says present hunt, get a limited time present. It looks like you can do an event at their group right now. I think that's awesome. And the description is heavily filled out with a very accurate information on their group. It says secure, contain, and we check it. All in all, I think it's pretty fantastic. I am currently ranked as an honorary member, which is a boost up for me. They are a quite active group as well. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and slap Check It Containment Facility onto Groups of the Gods.
Blindingly beautiful! My eyes!
After that, we have another SCP group. This one is Special Containment Procedures Foundation. That's hard to say, sorry. This is the biggest SCP group on Roblox. That's why I bring this one up. It's owned by CreepySins. It's honestly, all in all, a solid SCP experience. It's a very solid SCP group with very unique concepts and stuff like that to it. Obviously, a lot of hard work has been poured into it, and I think that's very cool. They've also popularized SCP groups quite a bit more due to being so dang popular. That all being said, you cannot chat on the wall. There is uniforms and stuff in the store, and they are allied with a whole branch of different groups that go along with different lore, and they have an enemy. So that's all quite interesting. All of those factors go into play, and I think that CreepySins SCP group kind of belongs in Group of the Gods, as it is kind of in the forefront of the Roblox SCP groups. It is very active and obviously well updated. Next up, we have Astro Chug Games. Why did I put this one on here? For laughs, honestly. It has 136 members, which is all cool and good. And currently, the picture is like a thing that you chug in Fortnite, I think. The person who owns it is named Banned for Some Time, which is a little bit sketchy, if you ask me. Bringing you quality games is the description of the group, which is Why? Because these groups are very low quality. If you haven't seen this before, it's called the Fortnite Chapter 2 Summer Update Chug by Astro Chug Games. The description is Fortnite. And I actually played it in yesterday's video. In yesterday's video, you found out that this is a very low quality game that steals your Robux and does not sell you the items that they promise to sell you. Therefore, I think Astro Chug Games is going to be the first thrown onto eyebrows burn off.
This group should be thrown into a blender.
Cue the blender noises, please. Goodbye, Astro Chug. Enjoy the blending. Next up, we have Temper's Super Cool Club, which is a super cool group indeed, owned by my buddy Temper, somebody that I know and love. I have my very own rank in this, which makes me feel very special. Thank you so much, Temper's. I love you. You're a great guy. The status is currently Temper's themed Christmas sweaters release. Use star code Temper's and have a great Christmas. I think that's wonderful. Star code Temper's is now active. Feel free to use that. Earn some Robux. Starcode Kaden also now active. Feel free to use that and use some Robux too. And get some Robux too. In the store, you will see he does actively update and keep up with his awesome merch, which I very much respect and love. I own quite a bit of it myself. He is allied with a lot of awesome groups, including 2 of my own, which is very cool as well, and a lot of smaller groups, which I can really respect, as he's a very awesome and respectable person who respects all creators. There's 90,000 whopping members, making this a massive fan club, and a wonderfully wholesome picture as well. All in all, accompanied by the fantastic games and the ability to talk on the group wall, I'd say this group goes on the Temper's fan club goes on the groups of the gods. Here we have Welcome to Bloxburg fan club. 1 million members, has a nice updated Christmas logo with the Bloxburg guy waving hello. The status is currently the Christmas update is finally here and you can play it here. It's good status for a development group. The rules for posting in this group: please do not copy and paste messages. Those don't work. No advertising stuff. Do not ask for money. Be nice to people. No spamming or making useless posts, and follow all the Roblox rules. Those are good rules and all. Let's see if they're keeping track of them. We go in the description below and they're not. Don't follow any of these. Don't follow any of these links. I mean, that is kind of funny, but like some of these are legitimate scams and they've been up for hours and they have not been removed. So there is nobody actually keeping track of the moderation, I'm pretty sure, on Welcome to Bloxburg fan club. They should probably just turn the chat off on this group. Therefore, I'm gonna go ahead and slap you onto that group is poop, because some moderation needs to be brought to Bloxburg's fan club ASAP. Now we have the British Army, one of the biggest war groups in all of Roblox. Very cool group. I have done a video with them before in the past, I believe. It was very, very fun. They do not let you talk on the group wall unless you are maybe in the group itself. Makes complete sense. They do have a lot of different uniforms, a lot of different uniforms. They have a lot of different allies. They even have an enemy. All in all, this is pretty fantastic. They have a whole set of games. They have rules, rankings that you have to earn. Like, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but I used to own a war group back in the day. And it was nowhere near as finished as this. They have so much that goes into it, so much rules, so much thought out processes. Therefore, I think the British Army deserves to be up at the top, as it is a quality war game group. It is kind of keeping that community alive in a way. So I'm going to place it onto Groups of the Gods. Blindingly beautiful. As it's fun to roleplay and sometimes destroy other people. Haha, yes, here we have Cletusism, owned by Zero Nooks, a wonderful group. This is a very interesting group indeed. It's a group of people who worship and love the beloved Father Cletus. And obviously there is a bit of a satanic, demonic theme behind this one. I think that only adds to the comedy behind it. I think it's pretty funny. They do have some interesting ranks indeed. The true one being Albert, so that's a boost up. Having the Cletus themselves in their group is pretty good. They are allied with me and a handful of awesome groups, including Noziety, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap you, Cletusism, onto Groups of the Gods.
Blindingly beautiful.
Here we have Rats United. It is owned by Rats United Holder, but it's actually owned by Powie 616. Rats United is a group that came along last year or so on Roblox and has been through quite a lot of adventures. I love Rats United personally because I grew with this group. I know a lot has happened with this group. People have fallen out, people have joined it, people have left, come and gone, etc., etc. That's kind of how communities happen. But all in all, I've stuck around this group for a while, and they've always messaged me. They've always wanted to talk to me and stick with me in the community, and I appreciate that a lot. I am ranked as an honored rat. I have the ability to shout. There is a lot of rules that go into this group, and there's a lot of fun games that go into this group as well, each of them containing nice memey and interesting concepts behind them. All in all, I actually really adore this group, so I'm gonna go ahead and slap Rats United onto Group of the Gods.
Blindingly beautiful.
And even more blindingly beautiful if they get that
Sewer water in your eyeballs.
Here we have Rumble Studio, which is owned by an obscure entity. They have 4 million people in it currently, and they have made all of these games down here below. Rumble Quest, Rumble Runway, Crazy Knives, Mining Simulator, and of course Bubblegum Simulator, their most popular game of all. We are Rumble Studio, bringing you multiple iconic game experiences like Bubblegum Simulator, Mining Simulator, and many more. I think it's a pretty solid description. There is no people chatting, so you can't exactly talk. That's okay. At least they have their social medias linked in case you want to message them. They do actually have a lot of merchandise as well, so they've at least thought about that they have no allies. All in all, I think it's a pretty solid group. I mean, it's not like some amazing, fantastic, unforgettable group. Next up, we have Bee Swarm Simulator Club. It's owned by Onet, and the shout is currently, in celebration of Bee Swarm reaching 1 million likes, here's a code that gives one of basically a million different things. Oh. That's a really interesting concept for a code. Interesting. Okay, very good code for a development group. Very nice and cute logo for a development group. Very good name for a development / fan club group as well. All in all, I think this is a pretty solid group. But you know what? Albert's trying to beat it out. So I'm not gonna give it the top rank. I'm gonna give it wowie. That group is not
Poop, because I believe in the Flamingo Fan Club for #1 Roblox group of all time. Believe it.
Speaking of which, why don't we knock it out real fast? The Flamingo Fan Club, owned by Mr. Flim Flam, 5 million members. I am ranked as best friends. Teehee. Quite a good rank indeed. I have the ability to shout, which I very much appreciate. Albert trusting me with that. Down here in his comments, you can see this dude who looks like Jimmy Neutron. So obviously that's a plus a point for me because
dang, look at that look.
That's interesting. All in all, fantastic group. 2 amazing games, some of the best on Roblox, an amazing YouTube channel, one of the best on Roblox, and some amazing people in all these ranks. I think Albert's group goes without saying. It should be rated the #1 group on this list so far. Group of the Gods. Blindingly beautiful. Next up, we have Robloxian Myth Hunters, a group that I did, in fact, found back in the day with my friends Rock81 and Red Ninja Block. We made it all together. It was a very fun group to start, and it started up the myth community. So I have a very big love for this group. It is currently owned by myself and Xenoglyphic. We are the current owners of the group, though I am extremely inactive and completely retired. We have our own UGC mask. I think maybe one of the first on this list to have our own mask. That's pretty interesting, I think. We have our own clothes. We have a bunch of allies. We are active with 3 different games, a HQ, a town to hang out in, and of course, you just join this game and it will teleport you to different myth games. Based on the fact that I made this and that it has a very special place in my heart, I think you guys already know I'm going to place this onto Group of the Gods.
Blindingly beautiful.
Where I believe it belongs. Here we have Bots United. It spawned out of Rats United, a very wonderful group indeed, but the status is currently Farewell My Friends from Zero Nooks, made October 23, 2020, so it has not been touched in quite some time. Did have a lot of fun games in the group description as well, and I think it was really cute that I was inspired by Rats United. I think it was a wonderful group, and I'm glad that I got to experience it while it was around. Bots United, you are all amazing. I give you a heart. Oh, by the way, they also have this. Subscribe to Kaden Fumblebottom down here, and that's so sweet. Thank you so much. But since Bots is not currently active, I'm just gonna go ahead and slap you on the cleans classes. Dang, that's a good group, because you are a good group, Bots. You're just, well, you're not active anymore. Here we have Kitties United, the evil group. Owned by Cat Queen Missy. This is the enemy group of Rats United, the only group that has ever dared to challenge Rats United. They are owned by cats. They have a home base and a place to escape the cats as well. The description is, this is a cats-only fan group. Do not join if you are a cat hater. We will allow rat-only nice ones. You rat and you join, you stay, but you rat. I don't know what to make of that, so I'm gonna go ahead and slap this onto Eyebrows Burned Off. This group should be thrown into a blender, because it should. Here we have the VR community, a group that did actually start off the Roblox VR community more so than it already was. They made Sked's Playground, they made Draw Blocks VR, they also made a sandbox game that they no longer have in the description, it seems. But all in all, this person here, We Like Minecraft 38, was one of the first people to ever experiment with Roblox VR and make awesome games, such as Sked's Playground, that inspired games such as VR Hands and so on from there. That all being said, I very much respect this group and want to slap it onto Groups of the Gods. Blindingly beautiful. Dang. Here we have the First Encounter Assault Recon. This was the largest war group of all time back in the day. I do not think it currently is. It appears that they are currently trying to succeed off of Cyberpunk, interestingly enough. There's no status currently, and it looks as if they are not as dedicated to being a real like war group these days as to being more like a role play, like kind of having fun kind of group, which I can still respect. But all in all, it's not exactly what it used to be, although it is still pretty well ran, and it seems that a lot of people are ranked in different rankings, meaning it is still pretty active as well. Fear, all in all, I think you were a great group back in the day. You fell off a little bit, but you're still good, so I'm gonna slap you into wowee.
That group is not poop.
Here we have Chills Studios, which brought us the wonderful Build a Boat and Search for Treasure game, a wonderful game that I love. It's made by Chill Trill 709, and the status is currently, hello everyone, the Christmas update is out. 4 new Christmas gifts to collect, 2 new stages, winter theme map, and new quests. Don't forget to use code FREEGIFTS for some free gifts. I think that's all wonderful. They're promoting free gifts for their game, they're promoting their game in general. It makes a lot of sense. Chill Studio has brought me some of my favorite experiences on all of Roblox, though it is an older group that has brought us some older experiences. It is classic and adorable. Therefore, I think it belongs on dang.
That's a good group.
Because, you know, it's just a group. There isn't too much to it, but it has some fantastic games under it. And last, but certainly least, we have the Kaden Fumblebottom group. This is my fan club. This is a group that I owned. As you can see, it is owned by me. It's called Kaden Fumblebottom. It has a really cute logo. It's my YouTube logo. The status is currently just uploaded a video called The Worst Knockoff Games of All Time. Among Us, beep, beep. Also, Starcode Kaden is now active, and it is, for those of you who want to use it. All in all, I like my group. I make sure to delete anything that may be potentially dangerous down here. If people do spam, I allow you to advertise, but I don't want you to use spam. But I do delete any scam comments I see. So all in all, I think my group's fantastically terrible and belongs in eyebrows burn off. This group should be thrown into a blender. My Fumble family, if you enjoyed watching this video, if you agree where I ranked things in this video, then let me know in the comments below. If you want to see another one of these videos, please let me know by liking this video, subbing if you haven't already, and turning on your notifications, because that does help me out a whole bunch. Until next time, my Fumble family, thank you for watching, and multiple groups on this tier list owner smack.